mean, I read Intrepid Times maybe for the last 2 years, but I read the content itself, the articles. I don't read much about what you guys tell about yourselves. I'm more interested in the content. But one thing that really struck me was this, that you refer yourselves as travel writing, but not travel blogging. Can you unpack that?
First of all, thank you so much for saying that you've been reading Intrepid Times for the last couple of years. It's so great. You never know when you're publishing things that are not driven by SEO or by the latest trends, whether they're kind of going into a black hole or not. So it's meeting readers like you that, I mean, we publish phenomenal writers, and they deserve an audience. Yeah, I think that travel writing, not travel blogging, was probably me being a little bit grumpy and deliberately counter-signaling. But I think there are some wonderful travel blogs out there, and plenty of them that I read. But it was a statement that our values are different from those values, and that travel blogging tends to be quite self-referential. It's very explicitly one person's experience. It's quite ephemeral, so a blog post is unlikely to be relevant in 6 months or a year because it speaks about this cafe, this bar, this restaurant. Very, very commercial, driven by affiliate links, often very SEO, search engine optimization driven. So yeah, personal, ephemeral, commercial, and we would aspire to be none of those things.
Yeah, that's exactly how I see you guys. It's if there's one adjective that I can link Intrepid Times to, is authenticity. That you are what you are. It's easy to see that you are not there just to make favors or to get likes or just to be popular. I think you have a style, an ethos, and you stick to that. Which, okay, it doesn't need to be everyone's favorite slice of cake, but it's a style. And when you read your content, you know that you're reading your content and not some other page. And I think it's great. I think we creators, we all aspire to have an identity. Let's say that you read an author and you are reading that author. Same with musicians, like, just to be a bit more pop. If you, let's say, Depeche Mode, you listen to a Depeche Mode song today, it still resembles what they were in the 80s because they know who they are. So they don't betray their roots, they evolve, but it still sounds like that band. And I think with writers is the same.
Yeah, I feel that, and it's such an important thing to remember, because there's a lot of pressure to go in a different direction, especially online, where the amount of feedback that you have, in a way it's overwhelming, and in a way it's completely lacking. So you can put a piece out there and you can know everything about the number of people who read it, the amount of seconds they spent on it, where they scrolled with their mouse, what device they were using, where they live. But you don't really know how it made them feel. You don't know why they came across it. You don't know if they read it out loud to a friend, or if they read it on their phone whilst sitting on a train in a foreign country about to go to the place that you were talking about, or how important that piece of writing was to them. Because for an Intrepid Times story, our stories are quite useless. We're not going to teach you where to buy this train ticket, or where to eat, or how to save money. You'll get a sense of what something is like, but there's a much smaller and harder to define market for that than the blogs who will tell you 10 unmissable things to do in a weekend in Barcelona. And by the way, there's nothing wrong with that travel blogging. I'm not dissing it. I read that stuff. It's really useful. But I also wanted to create something that stood up in contrast to it.